Airborne Empire released in early access on Steam on the 13th of January 2025. I've played everything the game has to offer on my channel. Don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to see this playlist. But today I'm going to tell you, is this worth it? Should you buy it today? Should you wait? Because again, this is an early access game, or should you really forget about this one? Before I get into my thoughts, what is this game? Well, it is both a city builder and an open world RPG. You are going to build a flying city. So that's new, right? That's a bit a new thing. You have the city over here. Here I can build, I can build a new hangar, for example. I can build also obviously some path to expand my city in one direction or another. You're gonna have to cover your city also in street lamps so that at night your people don't fall to their death. You're going to need to manage that your city is not too heavy. Right now, for example, my city weighs 264 and I have a lift. The lift comes, from these fans and other building like this. I have a lift right now of 270, so we're fine. We have enough lift for my weight. You also want to make sure that your city doesn't tilt to one side, because if you tilt to one side, obviously it's gonna fall, right? So if you tilt too much to the front or maybe to the left, you have a problem. Right now I have 0% or 0 degrees, in terms of front and back. I have 2 degrees in terms of left. As you can see, it's not completely flat, but 2 degrees is fine, it's not too bad. You're also going to want to have, of course, speed, so, propulsion to push this thing despite drag. I do have a lot of drag, especially because my city is quite long. But yeah, and then, you're going to have both production resources, bit of survival elements, and you're going to have also to deal with pirates and therefore fighting. So in terms of the survival element, basically your city is consuming resources, it's consuming coal. You can see there is 0.88 per hour, for example, of coal used to power my fan, some to power my propellers, etc. You're also going to have food and water for your people. So you're going to have to recall to get those resources on the map. For example, here there's some fish. So if I assign a couple of people to work there, basically I'm sending some planes. You can see some planes over here to go get some fish and to come back. Similarly, here I have some coal. Right? And then lastly, another element of the survival element is that your people can get sick. You have a health bar and you have an infirmary. So for example, right now, one person that was working in the fan here got sick. So they are at the infirmary. It's called LC Toucan. She will be LC in 5 hours. So it's not too bad. But in the meantime, I can also click here to make sure somebody else takes her place in the fan so that my city doesn't fall to its death. Then on top of this, you have, the production. The production is you're going to want to get some wood, you're going to want to get some iron ore, some cotton, and some quartz to then transform it into advanced resource, into iron, into cloth, and into glass. To get those resources, again, this is similar where you're going to need to collect them on this open world here. For example, this is a forest, so this is going to give me some wood. This is a quartz mine, right, for my glass. And you're going to need to build some buildings to produce it, right? A glass smelter, an iron forge, hemp weaver. You're going to also have many other buildings, as I mentioned, storage, leaf propulsion, combat, right? There's multiple combat over here. And you're going to be able also to research to unlock some buildings, but also to improve them. For example, increasing the range by 10%. Then once you've research these, then you need to actually pay some costs. For example, this one, upgrading my tower attack rate by 50% is going to cost 5 iron and 5 wood. So let's do this. And one person now is, going to the tower and improving it. So that's basically, the core mechanic of the city. And as I said, there is an open world below. So you're gonna, move around. There is a big map, as you can see over here, like this is one continent, another. So you're gonna go through many different of these islands to find many different things and also to have to fight. I have pretty much killed every pirate on this map, so I can't really show you much, but the pirates, they're going to send you some big ships, some small ships, and I also have my own. I have cannons. Oops, I attacked myself. Good job. So you have, cannons where you can do like this, right? You have also ace pilots that can attack, from the sky. You have the Tesla coil and others. So with this, you're going to be able to fight, you know, enemies, to take over their cities, etc. And there is a full story. I'm not going to go too much into the spoiler of that story, but I'll say that so far the story, you know, it helps you to move along, but you also don't have to follow it too closely, and it's not a master storytelling, you know, delivery. So what do I think about the game right now? Well, on Steam, this is a 93% positive. So it seems people are liking it, and I understand why they're liking it. There is a lot here in this early access version. There's not a lot of bugs. I haven't seen bugs or crashes or anything like this. The enemies are behaving like they should be. You know, the map is definitely already pretty big. There is quite a few mechanics, but it's not... Oh, there is some pirates close by. Here it is. Okay, so we can do a fight. Look at this. Here are some pirates. They're sending some planes to attack me. So for destroying these planes, I'm gonna use my Tesla coil when they get close by in range. Look at this. So my Tesla coil and my towers. They did manage, you know, to do some damages. So some of my people got injured, some of my buildings a bit too. So you can click to repair. You also have a building that will help you repair automatically. And in the meantime, I can fight back with my cannons, right? And even with my pilots, if I want, I can send my pilots to attack like this. So there it is, we're almost done. I can attack again, and it is. And there is, you know, some loot that I can gather with this. So what was I saying? That it is not perfect. It's not perfect in my opinion in a couple of ways. I think, as I said, the story is interesting, but it's also not like the story where I, you know, want to always keep playing to see what's happening next. Right? It's fairly standard linear story. But my main problem with the game, to be honest, is actually replayability / difficulty. Right now, if you click on new game, it is going to right away launch a new game. You cannot choose, you know, any difficulty level. There is no special rules or anything like this. And so in my opinion, there's also very little replayability. Once you've done it once, why are you going to want to do it again? What I think they could do, and maybe they already have the plan and I just missed it in the roadmap, is, you know, a couple of different difficulty / settings. First, you know, you could have the simple difficulty level where the higher the difficulty, the more your consumption of things like food, water, coal is high, right? That would already, and maybe also the damage that the pirates can do. That could make the game, you know, a lot harder, and, you know, you play it once in the normal difficulty and then you at least try again in higher difficulty, and, you know, you have a new challenge. Another one I could definitely see is a bit more of challenges in things like, you know, maybe there should be some continents where it's impossible to find water. And it's fine because there is a building that can create water out of thin air. But if there's zero water on the map, then that means I need to have a lot of those buildings, right? Similarly for food, there is a building that helps you transform, I don't remember what it was, but it basically, oh, it's a farm. It basically transforms water into food. So you could have a setting, right, where there is very little food on the map, or at least on one of the continents, there's no food at all. So that would create, you know, I think more interesting challenges where you need to specialize your city a bit more, etc. So in conclusion, do I think the game is worth it? Well, at current price, you know, without any discount, you're looking at 29, 30 euros or dollars. Obviously, based on your country, as you can see on the screen, that can be very different, that can be lower or higher. But so this is definitely not a AAA price, but it's also not like a $10 game. It's a bit more than this. So in my opinion, as a city building game, this is good, but not great. This is like a bit much, I feel, for what we have now, in the sense that you're going to play the game once and then you're probably done. On the other hand, as soon as they enable replayability in the game with what I've described on difficulty or challenges in particular, then I could be really, really recommending this one because it's good, you know, it's working well, there's very little bugs, it is, you know, balanced, it has a lot of mechanics. But I'm just really worried that you play it once and then you're done. And so for that price, maybe it's just a bit more. If there's a discount, then I'll recommend it too. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you agree, disagree, what other games you want to see. Obviously, there's many on the channel, and I hope to see you next time.